bringing you the latest news from Monterey Athletics. This is the Plainsmen Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Good Tuesday evening. Welcome into the 100.7 or to 100.7 The Score. I will start over there. Welcome into the High School Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score FM. I am Randy Rosetta. We do this 3 nights a week in the fall, right up until Thanksgiving. We talk to all 8 public school coaches and players about their different sports. Focus a lot on football in the fall. We shake it up a little bit, get some cross country and volleyball in there. We've actually done a little bit of basketball as well. A reminder that we shook up the order of who we talk to when this fall a little bit. Monday nights are Estacado, Memorial, and Liberty. Tuesdays are Monterey and Coronado. Wednesday nights will be Lubbock High, Friendship, and Lubbock Cooper. That's through Thanksgiving. Then we'll change it to 2 nights a week, and we'll adjust that when we get there. Archive shows can be found on the High School Fan Zone page at doubletsportsnetwork.com. And make sure you download the 100.7 The Score mobile app to listen live or to listen to podcasts of all 8 High School Fan Zone shows, including the one we're about to jump into, the Plainsmen Fan Zone. If you're watching on TV, you see that 3 gentlemen have joined me from the Monterey football program. On my far left is Coach Jason Sims. Almost said Mims because I've been talking. I talked to Chip Darden today about they're playing Paladuro, and I've got Mims on my head, so I'm glad I got that out right. Jonah Reed, quarterback, and I'm going to call you Corn. My guy kept changing to Q in the story the other day, but we've asked. You told me before, Mom wants you to be called Corn.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to go against Mom's wishes. So I like those shirts, by the way, guys. You announce yourselves very quickly with who you're with there.
Yes,
so,
sir.
How are you guys doing tonight? Oh, let me remind you guys.
We're doing good.
You go, Corn.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember? I'll call you Q sometimes.
Yes, sir.
Hold it above the silver and hold it close.
I'm doing good.
Corey, I would say you're doing good after the Friday night. That was not that you needed a breakout game, but you had a pretty fun night.
Yes, sir.
This guy had a lot to do with it. So.
Yes, sir.
Jason, what about you? How are you?
I'm doing good. Lubbock traffic lights didn't like us today, but now I'm better now.
You're 50-50 because last week they worked for you.
They were kind to me.
They have. I will tell you, they've gotten better through the years. They used to be a little bit unsynced.
There you go.
If you want some traffic frustration, I invite you to go spend some time in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Or Houston.
Yes, and it's basically the same thing. A lot of people go in the same, too many directions at one time. There's a lot to love about Lubbock, and traffic is one of those.
Yes.
And so is high school football. And the Plainsmen are coming off of a second impressive performance, 56-34 in the battle for the Silver Spurs. They beat Lubbock High last Friday. I'm glad they had changed the lights in the scoreboard that night because you guys, both teams, hung up some points and some yards and everything. I mentioned Corn, Q Boyd, 3 touchdowns. Let me make sure I get this right. This is official stats from who sends me your stats? I know you send them to me, but who does the huddle?
We all as a staff input the data and then pull the stats off of it.
I like to give whoever the full credit because I know from doing stats that's not easy work. So Corn Boyd, 5 catches, 111 yards, 3 touchdowns. I got to scroll down because you always do something on special teams. There we go. 16-yard kickoff return. Did you do anything else? Did you carry water at halftime or anything?
No, sir.
Are you still playing defense a little bit too?
I haven't been playing defense right now, no, sir.
That's a luxury when you can have Corn go out there and just focus on one thing. I shouldn't leave Jonah out here because did your ears burn a little bit at this time last week when Coach and I were talking about you?
Did my ears burn?
Yeah. Did you know we were talking about you?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir, I did.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're both trying to keep Mom happy. So because Jonah has really come on the last few weeks, and these numbers are incredible. 13 out of 17, 212 passing yards, 6 touchdowns. If I was better at math, I could figure out how many yards per completion. I probably should figure that out. Jason, you guys came out, my guy that covered the game, George Watson, told me that you guys came out and you clicked from the beginning. That's 2 weeks in a row when things have kind of clicked in pretty nicely for you. Are we starting to see what this Monterey team can do?
I believe so. You know, we needed to after that Amarillo game, we came back. We talked about it. We had some resolve. We knew we needed to tweak on that offense to make it more potent. And when we went to putting both running backs on the field, and it does some things schematically to really open up the field more. There's more grass, and then you got more speed. And then on top of all of that, Jonah finally got comfortable with the offense. He's the game slowed down for him. He understands what we're trying to do now. Before it was just a collection of plays to him, and the game was fast. It was just, when you're coming, we talked about it every week. When you come from 3A going to 5A, it's like going from JV football to varsity football. Right. Speed difference, and so now the speed is the right speed for him. He's got command of it. And now he's also developed a relationship and got chemistry with his receivers, because you can see the chemistry he has with Q now and with Cam and all of his guys. And so that chemistry is important. And you want to be playing good football late, and I feel like we're really starting to come into our own. And there's going to be some good defenses we face coming up, and so we'll be tested, and we'll figure out, if it's the real deal or if it was just a flash in the pan. And I believe it's the real deal.
Q's pretty easy to get along with.
Very.
I met him when he was a sophomore, and we've gotten along well since then. Coming up on the first break, we're going to talk about what's coming up next for the Plainsmen, because it's a big one. This is Randy Rosetta on 100.7 The Score. We'll be back in the high school fan zone right after this.
Diving headfirst into Monterey athletics. You're listening to the Plainsmen Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back into the Plainsmen Fan Zone. Before we jump in, talk about what Monterey's got coming up, I want to run through last week's scores, and we'll get this week's schedule later on. Last week, Abilene High came to town and beat Coronado 35-6, but that was a much better game than that score indicates. Mustangs played a lot better than they had been, put up a really good fight. Also in same district, Amarillo High beat Caprock 45-10 that night. Let's see, Friday night, Plainsmen in the silver battle for the Silver Spurs won 56-34. In District 2 6A, Friendship got that district season started. They went to Midland and beat Midland High 42-31. Lubbock Cooper went to Shotwell Stadium and did not have a good night. Lost to Abilene Cooper 66-16. Estacado beat Leveland on the road in District 5 4A Division. 2 4A Division 2, 20-13, and Liberty went up to Perryton, which Perryton's a long way away, Jason. I know you know how to get to Perryton. That's a long trip from here. They won 56-14. Trinity Christian started their district season, lost to Fort Worth Christian 59-14. Lubbock Christian began Division 3 District 1 play in Taps and won 65-19. The only other game, KPA Kingdom Prep's game, was declared a forfeit. The other team didn't have enough players, which happens once in a while in six-man football. The Plainsmen are now 4-3, 2-1 in district, and they are the HubCityPreps.com game of the week this week. They are at home Friday night, 7 p.m. at Lowry Field against Tascosa. One of the co-leaders in district, I believe they're 2-0. I think they're 4-2, 2-0. Traditionally, a couple of coaches will tell you around here have been as good as anybody in West Texas the last 15 or 20 years, ever since Coach Plunk's been there. We talked, I think, a few weeks ago about one of your games being a turning point. This game last year was a turning point for you guys because of how you won. I'm going to get Corn to talk about it a little bit because you were out there. That was a big night for you guys, going up to Amarillo, playing as well as you did. Does that confidence carry over from one season to the next, or do you have to kind of wipe the slate clean and know that you've got to be ready for them Friday?
Yes, sir. We got to be ready because, last season is way different than this season. You got new players, you got whole new team, new identity, so you just got to be able to just go out there and play.
Why are you guys playing so well? I got Coach to talk about it, but why do you think this offense especially is clicking right now?
I just say people's more locked in, people's paying attention, buying in, and just the more bonding and us having the chemistry with each other.
Jonah, what about you? You heard Coach talk about your evolution and getting connected to guys. How different has it been the last 2, 3, 4 weeks?
I think we just found our groove with everything that we've been doing, and going through these games, we've just gradually gotten better with everything we've done.
I may have talked to you way early in the season. Stepping in as a quarterback with these guys you have on offense, that's a little bit like a kid on Christmas morning. You got a lot of fun stuff to play with.
Oh yes, sir. There's a lot of weapons that I can call them, but yeah, yes, sir.
It's going to take some defense Friday night, Jason, because I think you're the third or fourth team now that's played Tascosa City team that's played them this year. It presents a challenge because they run I think they call it a triple option or flex bone or whatever the new age terminology is. your defensive coaches and you in particular getting the defense ready for that. What's the sermon to your guys this week?
Do your job.
Yep.
Do your job. I mean, you have to be disciplined, and you have to play assignment defense. If you've got the dive, you got to take the dive. If you have the pitch, you can't try to go be a hero. You can't sit back on your heels. They're going to get you with a few things. They've got some counters, but we gotta do our job. You just plain and simple. It's not hard to stop if you will do your job. They gamble on you. They bet on you being undisciplined, and then they try to win the numbers game. And so you've got to line up right. You've got to understand the offense. For me, I ran the triple option for 6 years.
Really?
Yes, and so. That's a benefit because we understand it, but we just don't see it enough, and so it's hard to replicate in practice. No matter how much we know it, to replicate it, you're going to have to get in there and just go do it. Now, last year we did a great job defending it, and we know the formula, and there's several formulas. We've got several formulas to stop it. We just got to go do it.
It sounds trite when you say do your job, because that's what you're telling your guys every game, every week. But this one's a little bit different. It's do your job and don't try to do somebody else's job, because everybody's got a very specific role.
100%. Because, good defense, generally week in, week out, everybody go to the ball.
Right.
Well, you can't go everybody to the ball. You got to go this guy to the fullback, this guy to the quarterback. So you can't rally like you normally would week in, week out.
Corn, you were a defensive guy last year. What as a cornerback safety, what do you remember your role being against Tascosa?
With me being a corner, I really was just one-on-one with the receivers whenever they had the receivers out there. But if you was playing corner down when they didn't have receivers, you just got to be able to set the edge, don't let nothing get outside of you. And then safety, you just got to fit the hole that opens up for you.
You have to keep your head almost straight ahead.
Yes, sir.
We got one more segment of the Plainsmen Fan Zone. We'll be back after this break on 100.7 The Score.
Your inside look into Monterey sports. This is the Plainsmen Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back in. We're talking Monterey football against Tascosa Friday night, 7 p.m. Let me get the radio station out here. 93.7 The Eagle. That's the HubStreetPreps.com game of the week. It's the next big game in District 2 5A Division I, because these last 4 weeks, all of them become big for the teams competing for a playoff spot. For you two guys, we talked about their offense, but Jonah, they play a little defense too. I know you've looked at video. They've got a guy named Crush Johnson it's a great name. It's a great football name, and it's very fitting for him. I've seen him a few times. He's coming to town to play down the road here at Texas Tech. What about their defense has your attention as a quarterback?
It's just, at the end of the day, it's just another team that we're just going to play. Another defense, another defensive line, another set of backs. So, going into this week of practice, we're just focused on our game plan and what we're going to do to rise above all of this, all of these problems that we think we're going to have.
What about you, Corn? What do you feel like you guys need to do effectively, or do you need to change anything? Just keep doing what's working.
Honestly, just keep doing what's working. Keep doing what we're doing. We don't really have to change much. Just go out there and execute. As long as we execute, we'll be fine.
So you and Coach were both here last year when things kind of kicked in and started building to where you got. Do you feel that kind of same thing happening with this team right now?
Yes, sir, I do. I feel like it's just, I don't say we're back in the same position as last year, but basically we are. I just feel like it's more people bought in, and just the bonding is way better, and everybody's just gaining more confidence.
And I asked you before, you're back and you're feeling good. And Jason, how much, I'm going to make you make Q blush here a little bit. You guys have great skill position players all over. You add a guy like Q back into the mix, how much does that change? I talked about Jonah being a kid at Christmas for offensive coordinator, head coach. That's kind of the same thing when you can add a guy like that back.
100%. It's fun. It is fun to call this offense because you've got a really good offensive line, 2 really good running backs, and you got 3 really good wide receivers. You got Q over there that can run a 10-4. and a quarterback that can put it out there and let him run for it. But then, Q's a great route runner, and we don't just run him deep. So, getting him the ball in multiple ways and then letting him use his speed. He's had a great senior season. Watching what he did late in the game at Franklin just shows how much he wants to win. And then, you got Noah and Cam on the other side, and we know what those guys are capable of doing. So it puts the defense in a bind because you can't just overload a side. You can't go double him, because if you double him, you got two other receivers that are fixing to be running wide open. And if you double any of our wide receivers, you just loosen the box and let our running backs run. So it makes them have to play honest, and then us just go play football. Now, Tascosa does pose a problem because they've got the best defensive line, that we'll see talent-wise. And we've got to play better than we did when we went in Amarillo against Amarillo High. And I feel like some of the changes that we've done and things that we've done are going to lead us to have a little more success running the ball, and we just got to be balanced. We're built to be balanced, and it's fun when you're balanced. And if we can keep that balance and be able to run and throw, we'll be able to continue to move the ball the way we have been.
I know coaches identify guys by jersey number when you break. What number is Crush Johnson?
0.
Yeah, he's hard to miss.
Yeah.
Once you get on, Jonah will recognize who he is when he gets out there because he's just a big old square.
I hardly ever learn the other kids' names.
Right.
I used to know all their names. Now I just know, hey, there's 7, 0, 92, 15, 24. Because I want to know those numbers right now. And then if all of a sudden 0's not standing in there, we know where to run.
Right. Or you better find him.
Yeah.
Jonah better find him because
he better not be looking at those D linemen.
That Crush, I saw him twice or 3 times last year, and like I said, he's very aptly named because he does some damage. So before you guys got to get to 2-1, you guys had to improve and do some things. For both you guys, real quick, what's the next step? What's the next step of your improvement?
I just say just being consistent and just honestly just being consistent and just keep putting in work. Don't take a step back. Just keep going forward.
What about you, Jonah?
I think just taking every practice play by play and step by step, making sure that we're perfecting our works.
Jason, same one. I want to ask you the same thing I asked. We're coming up to the end here. You were around last year. Do you start to feel like this team is starting to kind of get that kind of congeal like last year did?
It feels like it. This is a different team. It's different leaders, different identity, different personality than last year's team, and they're both really good teams. I don't know if we had confidence, but I don't know if we had that confidence until maybe the middle of the first quarter against Tascosa. These kids right now, they have a lot more confidence right now, and we just got to keep it there. And they get their head screwed on the right way because they know practice is important. Every rep's important. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You never stay the same.
They're going to put that to the test Friday, 7 p.m. at Lowry Field against Tascosa. We'll be back after this break in the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.